let's repair one of these pesky little holes that show up in merino shirts. So this is a very thin material worn for like hiking or something like that. So these little holes are very small. So what I like to do, instead of trying to reweave, this will be for a less visible mend, something that you won't really see standing out. So this will give you a lot more life in your shirt, but it won't be really poppy. Although if you wanted it to pop, you could just do this in a different color and it would look really cute. This one, we're just going to do in a very subtle way. So here, I'm just going to work a basic surface darn. And I'm just working my stitches back and forth to cover up this hole. Let's zoom in for you. See how I'm just bringing the yarn over the hole and anchoring it by stitching through the fabric in place. And then I go to the other side of the hole and anchor my stitch in place. If it doesn't want to go through, I will not force it. So I'll just try another spot, and usually that's enough just to pull it right through. So see here, now we've covered up the entire area with some stitches that go over the top vertically. Now I will turn this and I'll just start weaving through this next direction. So by weaving, I'll go over one fiber, under the next, over one, under the next, back and forth until we go all the way across the hole. We're just weaving a little patch in place. There are different ways to do this, but this is one way. So here I ended my row with an under, so I begin it with an over. The last one ended on an under, so it begins on an over. And we go all the way across. Not so easy with my left hand. And I'll just gently push those stitches up in place. And then when I've made it across, I will anchor my needle in again. Going across. Last one ended with an under, so we begin with an over. And just kind of pushing those in place. Pull that through. And then gently anchoring on the other side. change my angle just a bit. Sometimes as you start to progress further, it can be a little harder to see. And I think we can just fit one more little row in here. All right, I'm going to squish them back a little bit. Very technical. Seems like a good smush. Pulling it through, and then we'll anchor on the other side. So dropping it behind that needle. And then I can see that first big stitch that I made, and I'll kind of lay it across the top so that when I anchor in, I can also just trap that other little fiber, trap the other tail at the same time. Since it's mostly anchored in place already, and I can see that these little where the fibers have broken, these ones have kind of felted already. But if there are any open loops, I'll grab those on my way to minimize anything. And then here you can see how we're woven in. The working tail, and then the other tail that we just wove in, that will, all of this will felt together as you wear it. There is a less noticeable darn.